Steve here. We got a project today. We're going to put another shelf in the Airline Table cabinet. If that interests you, stay tuned. If you saw an earlier version of our videos, you saw me remove the Airline Table from our Travado, which is a 59 KL 2021 model year. That was the last model year Winnebago installed the Airline Table. So if you have that year or older, you could do this same modification. Take the Airline Table out and then you can put some shelves in there. So here's what we've done. After we took out the Airline Table, I installed this wooden bracket here on which to mount the base plate of the Lagoon table. So we use the Lagoon table. It gives us more work surface for when I was working pre-retirement, and it also gives us the ability for me to swivel my seat when we're dining and Kelly to sit on the passenger side bed so we can share the table. Much more convenient. We left the original shelf in the bottom, and today we're going to put another shelf in here at about this level. So the shelf we're going to use came out of our Journey. Before the Travado, we owned a Winnebago 2007 40-foot Journey diesel pusher. And one of the modifications we made in there was to do some stuff in one of the cabinets, and this is a remnant from one of those shelves. It's just about 1/4 of an inch in thickness, and its length we didn't have to mess with, but the width we did. I'm not going to bother giving you those measurements because if you're going to do one of these, you're going to need to measure it yourself because there are variations. They're not all going to be exactly the same, and I don't want to give you a bunch of numbers that'll mess you up. We have used, for our top shelf, I used a piece of 3/4 inch 1x4. 1x4 is actually 3/4 of an inch in thickness and not quite 4 inches long, wide, whichever. Anyway, so we're using a lightweight, thin shelf, and we're going to put it in that hole. So, blah 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 blah. This is where we're going to be putting L brackets. These L brackets, I'll have a link for them in the description below this video. And if it's not an exact duplicate, it will be as close to replication as I can find. We're using the existing screws that hold the Airline Table frame to the brace. Now we've got one that's missing. That's because we were toying around with using a different kind of L bracket. And so once we get those tightened up, then we're going to add that, which will be placed back here, and it will hold up the shelf on this, what I would call the inside edge. So we have 2 of the L brackets, one on each side, and then we'll have the third piece here, right down there. Yep,
somewhere in this area.
So we're going to install those now. We installed a piece of wood here, and this is a piece of 3/4 by 3/4. It's got one screw in it, and the way we did it is after we installed our brackets, one on this side and one on the other, we inserted the shelf, which is done like this. Had the shelf installed, put pressure on the back side so that we knew it was level, and then came up from underneath to hold that 3/4 by 3/4 inch block. Had a screw hole already drilled, and then just ratcheted the screw in using this tool. I'll have a link for this in the video description below. It comes with a number of different tips, and it is a ratchet, and it's ingeniously designed. You can't put the bit in on the wrong side. You just flip this little switch and it goes one way, flip it and goes the other. So that's what we use. It fits in tight spaces. It's really good, and it's a lot better than using one of these And if you don't have one of these, you should get one. I'll have a link for these in the description below the video as well. So we're going to leave the shelf in there loose, and the reason for doing that is because we do have a shelf below, and we want to make sure that we can reach the stuff below if it's tall to be able to get it in and out. So now we have 3 shelves in this Airline Table cabinet. Hope you got something out of this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Thanks for watching. Look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye.